Ladies and gentlemen and people of the jury, I plead guilty to having a great video with URL Club. We're here doing another episode of the tier list. Today we're going to review plugins. So for my music nerds out there who are as cursed as we are, strap in. About to get involved.
Yeah, and starting out, we got... oh, wait, I got to switch the scene. I'm an idiot.
And also, let's introduce ourselves. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
let's
this is the first, second time we've been doing this. You know, I'm the dude. Check me out. I make rhythm music. If you're into, you know, robot noises.
I'm
Pretty
Tess. I am a part of this group, and I have my YouTube channel, Press Pause. Links will be in the description for all of our stuff, mine included. To my right, we have...
I go by TNTISTA. I make house and techno music. And I'm happy to be a part of URL Club. Just vibing.
And then, without further ado, on the far left here.
And I'm Grady. I'm in a band called Squibbler. And sometimes release music as a 01.
And he goes by the G-Man.
The big G.
G stands for goon.
Yeah. Big gooner. Big gooner.
Big gooner.
Earlier, my girlfriend called me a goofball, and I was like, "Yeah, but you're a goonball."
Ooh.
Damn.
I was like,
Burned.
Let's go.
"Yeah, I feel like that one needs to get more use." It's a good
Goonball. If you use goonball, let us know in the comments.
I don't think anyone does. I don't think anyone has said those words besides me.
All right, let's get in there.
Is Donald Trump the face of your Apple Watch?
No, I got a notification from Bing.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, hold up, Tess, are you switching sides on us?
No, fuck Donald Trump. I hope that guy dies in a horrible fire or something.
Retweet.
Thank
Tell
you. Anyway, first off, plugin,
Span.
we got Span.
S.
Strong
It's
D.
S. Whoa.
What?
S tier. Wait, what? Homie doesn't know how to reference tracks over here? Is that what I'm getting at?
Span. I'd rather use any other plugin for it.
Name one.
Sometimes I use tonal balance.
Tonal
sometimes
balance
I
isn't the
use-
same thing.
You can make it do the same thing.
Similar things, but tonal balance is different.
The only time I like Span is when I'm using it for mid-side in mastering sometimes.
Okay, but what do you use for analysis of spectrum? And if you say tonal balance, I'll come for you.
I do sometimes, but I guess sometimes I do use Span. I just don't like using Span.
Okay, but what do you use for?
But I do use it.
What do you use for analysis though? Spectrum.
I do use Span.
But what do you use for spectrum analysis? And if you say span, then it belongs to
I would
S
say
tier.
it's helpful, but it's not everything. Like, it's
Yeah.
become...
It's so
It's
Like,
important.
when
also-
I first started producing, like, huge. I needed that so much.
Yeah.
But with time, like, I use it less. Like, I don't need it as much.
I also
You guys,
think
I
it's
don't
so
know.
if
important.
any other plugin came along that did the same thing and didn't look ugly as fuck and worked with any better interface, it would be immediately an F. It would be like the discount version. It's a miracle for Span that nothing has topped it. Like
It's
I
industry
use it-
standard. That's why no one's topped it.
I use it all the time. I hate using it all the time.
It's good, though. It deserves
industry
an A.
st- it's
I
A.
think it deserves an A.
It's at least I'll settle for A, but I
Also
really
for A or B.
I really think it belongs in S because
But
like
it's a D in
people
my
who are
heart.
just getting started mixing, this will change your fucking mix game.
Is it useful?
true.
Yeah.
It is
it
useful, yeah.
miserable to use? Yeah.
Why is it so miserable? You
It's
put it
just
on a
not
track. That's
everything.
it.
It's just it's good, but it's not everything.
Yeah.
Clunky
It's an A.
UI.
It's an A. I'll give it
looks
A.
old as fuck. It's ugly.
Portal. A.
A as well. Portal's cool.
Portal's so fun.
Portal's fun. Now, if I meet one person that can explain to me every single knob on Portal, I'll shake their hand. I'll give them a firm handshake and say, "You did it."
I'm not a Portal
So that's
lover.
why-
The couple times I've used it, it's pretty cool though.
That's why I think it belongs in B because no one knows what it's doing.
I've never used Portal.
Yeah, but that's the fun.
I think it belongs in B because it's like, well, you don't know what you're doing. But you know, it's
that's
fun.
fair.
It's a whole lot of
Rating
fun.
How much we like these? Or are we rating how good we think they are? I guess
Both.
that's the other
Both.
thing. Both. Okay.
I'll settle for B.
I'll settle for
I'll
B.
settle for B.
Echo Boy,
S.
S tier.
Well,
When I'm thinking about
yeah.
delay, well, I guess S tier for including Echo Boy Jr.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's both.
Right?
I think-
Because
I think
it's
it'd be
so
both.
cool. There's so much cool shit on this one. You get all the cool, like especially Echo Boy Jr. You get all the cool presets that you just flip to. Some of the greatest delay. I think it's the best delay plugin, and that you can use.
I agree.
Yeah,
I won't fight it. I enjoy Echo Boy.
I love Echo Boy.
I think Bailey might be a dissenting.
No, I'm so I like lost like my license or activation for all my sound toys.
No.
So I literally like used Echo Boy once and I was like still haven't been able to get it back.
That's sad.
So I'm like,
Rest in peace
Yeah.
to the homie over here.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't have a chance to fully get to know it.
Damn.
So
Well, I think it belongs S.
I also say yes.
I'm fine with it.
S,
Okay,
throw it up
yeah,
there.
Go for it.
Actually,
I won't
okay, it's
fight
just delay though. Like, or is it really? Yeah, delay is important. Fuck it, yeah.
Delay is important, and I also think with the between Echo Boy and Echo Boy Junior, you can do like almost all the delay shit you need.
Yeah.
Like it is kind of a one-stop shop for like a very important part. It's also like we were talking about this with reverbs with Valhalla. Like sometimes you get a plugin that's like it sounds good, but it's also out of control.
Yep.
I don't have that
Yes.
problem with Echo Boy.
Yep.
Echo Boy, like I can dial things in and I
Yep.
know what it's doing. I know how it works.
I agree.
It's convenient. The UI is great.
Ozone 9 Advanced. So
B.
Are we? Is this just Ozone or is this? Are we doing?
we're just gonna
9
say
advanced?
Ozone, but
I
I'm gonna
think-
give
yeah.
Ozone a D in my head because yes, it's great for mastering and it sounds great. But do I really need to pay $250 every fucking 2 years?
Oh.
No
Holy
one's forcing you to
fuck.
upgrade it.
The music industry is what I
I
want to
guess
fucking
that's-
use plugins that are 10 years old.
Bro, I'm using 7 still. It
I'm
does me just
on
fine.
I think 8 still, but you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we're on 11. Well, we're behind. You know what I'm
We
saying?
are far behind.
We're behind.
You're on
I-
Ableton 8?
No, Ozone 8.
Oh, I was like, whoa.
I personally have Ozone like high A, low S. I
It's
use
not
it
that
for.
good.
Okay, here's the thing. It has as a toolkit to give you things for mastering. I think it has a little bit of everything, and what
Yep.
it does have is really strong.
I would
I think,
agree.
like,
I would agree.
I think if you're trying to get into mastering your own tracks or other people's tracks, and you need a little bit of everything, you need a starting place.
Yeah.
Ozone is going to give you every little tool you need,
Sure.
but also like there's better limiters out there. There's better mastering compressors out there. So it's like personally I'd put it like A or B actually.
I'll give it B.
I'll give it B.
I can agree with B. I just don't. It's so expensive.
It is expensive.
It's expensive, and I don't know. It's expensive, and I always honestly the new updates I'd like less and less. Crazy. Call me crazy, but the newer stuff they're adding I think is super bunk. But
I
just
don't
me.
hate the newer updates, but I understand why you feel that way.
yeah.
I get that. I put it B.
Okay. Nexus 3. I'm not a Nexus user. Anyone here Nexus users?
I use it occasionally.
Tell
I
me
used to
about
be-
it.
I used to be a Nexus lover. So it's like I forget what the term is technically. It's like not a synth. It's like a scrobbler or something or whatever.
Squibbler.
Squibbler, yeah.
Oh, you know them.
Nice.
It's basically like a fancy sampler.
Oh, okay. It's like
from my
Ozone.
understanding.
Right? It's like Ozone. Ozone's like a sampler.
Omnisphere.
I mean Omnisphere.
Oh,
my bad.
yeah.
My bad.
So Omnisphere is like a little bit closer to a traditional synth, but yeah, it's kind of a similar idea.
Okay.
I think Nexus has some cool sounds on it. I think Nexus was also much cooler 10 years ago.
It
Okay.
was.
And I think that's like a pretty commonly held opinion. I'd put it like C or B. Like I think it's still really solid. I use it from time to time. There's some sounds on it I really like, but I also like I don't think it's like all that crazy. And I think if you're getting into the world of like soft synths, you can probably do a lot better than Nexus as well.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's a textbook C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't used it.
I don't even know what this thing is.
Decapitated.
That's
Oh, it's
Decapitator.
Decapitator.
Love
S,
Decac.
too.
Yeah, it's
Decapitator's
S. I love
I love
Decapitator.
Decapitators.
I
So-
never have a drum bus without it on.
Yeah. I mean, it's got a bunch of great emulations. I think, you know, because I didn't know this until I read the manual on it, but all those letters at the bottom are emulating like an
Yeah.
analog distortion style. I know T is like the Culture Vulture. We got like P is the Pultec or something like that. But they all sound amazing, and this is a great. Even though how old the plugin is, it's great, and I think it belongs in S.
Agreed.
I'm comfortable with that. Bailey, do you have any
Yeah, I'm
insight?
comfortable with that.
Ah, this SSL.
I have a feeling as this
SSL
goes
strip.
on, this is gonna be like a lot of sucking sound toys dick.
Yeah, Sound Toys is
100%.
pretty
and,
based.
and they deserve it.
Yeah,
Like, it's
they're
kinda where
pretty
I'm
fucking
at.
based. SSL channel strip, this is good.
Yeah.
It's a good little analog taste to your, chain. They've got some good stuff on here. I've got like the analog version of this, and I love it so much. It's just based.
I like the analog version, the sound it gives us. I don't love the plugin, but I understand.
I love how the plugins. I think the Plugin Alliance versions, at least, they have like a random variable that they're essentially adding to each instance of the plugin in your DAW
Yep.
Yeah.
to treat it as if it were an actual board. I think that's a really cool addition. You don't see much of.
Yeah, I think this is a good one.
I put
Now
it
am I gonna
A
say
for
like
this
it's
one.
S? I don't even think it's A, because like you don't need this one. You know
That's
what I'm
very
saying? Like these
true.
other ones in A, I'm like S and A. I'm like, yo, if you don't got these ones, get them. You know, this one I don't think you need it. I'll throw it C.
I think it deserves like an A or B. It is industry standard.
True.
Like I've only ever used the analog version like when I worked in the studio, and like everybody is using it.
I do love
You
this
know.
one. So yeah, maybe we do
I
throw
think it can go in B.
B.
Having
It's
like limited mobility too with all your parameters is, I think, a great
strength.
tool for somebody to like really grow in their mixing abilities.
Mhm.
That's why I think B. It's like you don't need it, but like it is a plugin that will give you a valuable tool set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think B.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the king himself. Ooh, the king himself. Do we even have to argue on this one?
I don't even know what this is.
This is the G bus compressor.
I've never used the plugin, so I
I've
don't really
never
know.
used-
So
I
I'm
don't use
thinking
it
of
either.
like the legit like analog ordeal. I guess I
yeah.
haven't used the plugin
We're
much,
talking plugin
but
more,
I
yeah,
the plugin. Okay, the plugin's good too, but like I love this so much.
I
love it so
honestly,
much.
you can just use glue compressor and it's the
Yeah.
same thing.
It is very similar to the glue compressor, but I mean,
So why
it's-
spend money on plugin that Ableton do better?
Ableton doesn't do better. Ooh, I wouldn't take it that far.
From what I'm hearing, it sounds like a firm C to B. Where it's
You guys,
like a,
But
it's a
like,
plugin you do not need.
I just look at it and I think of like the analog, and I love the analog version so much. Like this analog version, I stay up at night thinking about the analog version. You know, I love that
But
one.
we're talking about the plugin.
Yeah, and they're emulating it, so it's like they're doing it. You know, and if it's done well, I think too. So I'll give it no lower than B.
I think B is fair.
B.
Give it B.
I think by the
It's
same
fair.
logic as the SSL, right? Like
Yeah.
it's you do not need this, but it is nice to have, and it's a really solid thing that's nice to have.
Yeah.
And
Oh, is
then-
that the mag
Yeah, I
with
think
the
so.
air?
No,
the-
I think this is the SSL 6 series EQ, isn't it? Or am I tripping?
don't know. I can't tell.
I can't see.
I
Has
If we
anybody
don't
used
know,
this?
I think we can toss it in the don't know.
it's either the mag or the SSL 6 because I see those diagonal lines on it. This is if this is the one I'm thinking it is, it's the one they have on the top of the 500 series on top of the
yeah.
XL board.
Okay.
You know, it's a good EQ. If that's the one but I'm not for sure that's it because it's too low res. Just
Yeah.
throw it in haven't used, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
why
we'll put
not?
it there. If auto tune, I think
F.
easy S.
F.
Whoa.
Tess, you know what
Easy, yeah.
you know what it's been doing to us lately. F.
Yeah, and I updated it if it's fixed.
Oh, is
so-
it fixed though? 'Cause
Yeah, it's just fixed. Yeah.
I'll give it C just because of
A.
I think
I
it's.
love auto
I think S or A. I think it sounds better than any other tuner out there.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
but
think
you know
it-
what it's been doing to us
What is
lately.
Okay,
it? What
yeah,
has it
but
been
also
doing?
it's not doing it anymore.
It
so.
was fucking us,
Okay,
bro.
so I had a glitch where sometimes you would reload it or like you would close it and it would turn the detune knob all the way down.
Oh.
I would just kind of move it to a different key. And it was annoying as fuck, right?
Yeah.
But also, I've used that software for 3 years. It impacted me for about 3 weeks.
Mm.
And there was an update sitting in my fucking thing that I could have installed to fix it the whole time.
Nah.
And it's on me that it
Y'all
didn't
don't get
happen.
a
It
fucking
definitely
pass.
deserves an A.
I'll give it
Yeah.
A. I'll
I
give it
think A
A.
at
I'll give it A
minimum.
for being industry standard, but fuck that plugin. Now we got the Bluey LA2A, right?
Mm.
I mean not LA, my bad. 1176.
1176?
Bluey
I'm
1176.
putting it top of A.
This is this lives in my vocal chain. Not the Bluey, but the regular one. But you know,
I think this can just be 1176.
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This lives in my vocal chain. So I mean, honestly,
This
I'll
is my go-to compressor, honestly. Like this is just.
I'll
what
throw it on
I
A.
use.
Honestly,
I mean, I just use the 76 emulation in Pro C, but
Oh, I didn't know they have that.
Yeah, it's the classic setting.
I gotta fuck with that.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I think this can go top of A for
So-
me.
I'd give it top
But
of A
like
too.
using that emulation in
Any-
Pro C, it is my go-to, especially for vocals and stuff too. So
Yeah, hey,
the
then.
actual
Something nice and snappy.
1176, then yes, I'm fine with that.
Melodyne
S.
but I hate using it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say for me it goes right next to Span, where it's like, is it useful?
Yeah.
Do I hate using it?
Yeah.
Do I think that it's a pain in my ass?
Yep.
Dang.
Also,
Yeah, exactly. I like the S tier plugins. I like actually love putting
The
on my
S tier
chain.
plugins, it's like I pull this open
And
I pull a knob and it makes me happy.
Yeah,
This is
like
true.
I feel warmth
Like-
inside when I put the S tier ones on. This one, like I feel a sharp pain in my side when I put it on. You
Yeah,
know
like
what I'm
I
saying?
load it, I sigh. Sometimes it doesn't work, and I have to delete it off and reload it.
Sometimes the transfer doesn't work and you have to re-listen to the whole song.
yeah,
Sit there.
sometimes only
Yep.
audio units work, and then it's like I'm fucked because I can't share it with anyone who uses Windows.
And it's not optimized great for PC, so you can't use the freeze function on it, or you can freeze and it'll listen to it.
You know, as
I'm
a
honestly
plugin, it's actually much lower than A. It's so useful.
It's so useful, but
It's-
like it working as like an industry standard plugin, I think it's a C.
It's like
Yeah.
Span, where if anybody
that.
made a better version,
Yeah.
no one would like it anymore.
Yep.
But because there is not a better version,
Wait, so if we're
it's-
coming to this conclusion, I think Melodyne and Span should both be
No,
put to C.
Span. I love. No, Span. I love Span. Melodyne.
I don't love Span.
I
don't
use
love
Span so much that it's like,
I use Melodyne so much that like I should.
but I
love
don't
it.
feel warmth when
You're
I.
gonna hate me.
I feel the fucking depths of hell reaching up to grab me every time I look at Span. That plugin is miserable.
I know
me
what
out.
Grady's about to say. It's engineering, not engineering.
No,
I'll fight you.
I wasn't gonna say
I'll fight
that.
you for that.
I wasn't gonna say that. Hear me out.
Okay.
Command F,
Hearing.
EQ, enter. EQ8 pops up. You got your spectrum right there.
I'll be real.
But
I
it's
do
not
this
an
with Pro
average.
Q Sometimes.
This one, so you can't set up EQ as an average spectrum. It's more real time.
This is true.
So it's I, it's IT for that.
It gets your point across.
It's IT is what I'll give it.
All right.
But spectrum, especially for my rhythm motherfuckers out there, you know
Spectrum.
about Span. Come on, dude.
Here's the thing. I'd rather just use the Ableton Spectrum than
Yeah, but
Span.
Ableton
Ooh,
Spectrum,
I
you
would
can't. The problem with that is it's got too much of a slope on it. It's not. It's I
Okay,
use yeah.
So it's not great, but you know what? Doesn't fucking look like Span.
Yes. All right. Can we
Or
just
we
move
can't be an
Melodyne?
A.
Can
We
we do
can't be an A.
Melodyne down to fucking B at least?
if Span goes with it.
No,
Okay,
because
Span gets B, Melodyne gets C. That's
Yep.
what I
it
feel.
can't though because they're both such like standards and just kind of.
Yeah, but they're standard, but they suck to use.
I honestly kind of
Yeah.
think that they belong here. Like,
How
I
would
think
you rate
it's-
Pro Tools as a DAW?
I would rate it.
Pro Tools can fuck
Yeah,
off.
these are Pro Tools, the plugins.
Yes.
Yeah, where they're
Maybe-
they're like but like suck to use.
Yes.
maybe
Pro Tools
B.
is just like Boomer. It's all it is. Like it's
Aw,
like
but
Boomers.
Pro
hanging
Tools-
on
Pro
to
Tools can
fucking
get
Pro
in there
Tools.
sometimes.
I'm sorry, but Ableton's gonna take over for Pro Tools. It's just Boomers that are like, all we have over the new age, like fucking music and like producers is fucking Pro Tools. So we're gonna use it until we die. And
The
I'm
problem
like,
with
okay.
Ableton is like, if you try to use Ableton with like an actual desk, fuck no, baby.
Yeah.
See,
Fuck
that-
no.
Fucked.
Yeah.
I've tried. It's a fucking headache.
Yeah.
The routing is just so
Yeah.
like just
Yep.
not involved enough.
No, it's and also like let's
Pro
just
Tools.
like the fucking tracking sucks in Ableton. Like it's
It is
still
tough.
bad. Like Pro Tools tracking is better. I'll say it.
Yeah.
Like I don't like RNT head ass users. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, let me zoom with RNT.
Like it's a camera.
I'm
Sit your
also
ass down.
I'm also gonna say it. The desk can fuck off. I like Ableton.
Whoa.
Thank you,
Whoa.
Tess.
The desk,
Whoa.
the desk can
Whoa.
push.
Whoa.
The desk
Whoa.
can go right
I'm
into
sorry,
the
but all
Whoa.
of this, like,
Whoa.
oh, Pro Tools
Whoa.
is good for
Whoa.
this. You have been
Whoa.
infiltrated by
Whoa.
the boomer and the older people being like, yo, Pro Tools. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's not. Like, Ableton is fine
But-
and it works and it's going to take over for it. These are just old ass, like,
I'm telling you,
things
I'm
hanging
not
on.
micing a drum set in Ableton. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
that's what I'm about to say. I'm like, bro, like recording. Could you imagine, bro? Ableton has enough recording errors as is.
I'll also
Having
say
16
this.
tracks armed at once, it's gonna fuck up one of them.
I'll also say this: Melodyne and Pro Tools a lot better experience since they
Yeah.
dropped a
True.
new update last year. But for the most part, if I can get away not using Pro Tools, I'm so much happier.
Yeah.
I also think that like all of the problems that set Ableton behind Pro Tools, if there was demand for it, they could make work.
I agree. 100%.
I just think it's like for the vast majority of people who are producing music, the things that Pro Tools does different isn't important.
Well, yeah, if you're producing, who produces in fucking Pro Tools? You're a crazy person if you do that.
You're
You
actually
you like belong in a rubber room if you do that. To be honest, like fucking lock them up. Anyways, I think Melodyne down to B, and I think actually Melodyne just down to B. Just please.
I think Span down to
Why are you such a hater?
Yeah,
You're such a
I'm with
hater.
Tess. I'm
Ugly.
sorry. I'm with Tess.
You guys are
It's
such
not that-
haters. It's so good.
No, I'm with Elite.
I
Melodyne
literally
is on
remember-
top of B.
I don't know.
This-
I literally remember my first day of
Span-
Icon. Joel Gutman, the man, the myth, the legend, mixing Flatbush Zombies was like, get in there, use Span. And I'm like, oh yeah? Changed my life. Please put Span above Melodyne at least.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Fine, I'll
Alright.
accept this. All I'm saying is, all it's gonna take is some fucking college engineering student with one too many ciders, and nobody's gonna use Span anymore. Like Span will be dead in the water. Melodyne
Anyway.
at least has a thing that it does that's unique.
All right, Omnisphere. This one's cool.
It's Nexus 3, but better.
Yeah, so just throw it right above it, like right above B.
I put it like top.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I put it like a
Like,
tier above. Like I think it sounds a lot better.
Yeah,
But I also think it's like
but you're still preset hunting. No one
Yeah.
fucking like. it's-
Yeah, Omnisphere is kind of like it's the equivalent of just being like, oh, let's just have a jam session. Because once
Yeah.
you get in there, you're just fucking, oh, I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna try all this stuff, and then an hour later, you're still just like swimming through
Yeah.
fucking presets, being like, oh, these all sound sick, but now I have no idea what my initial idea was
Yeah.
for this project or
Yep.
what I was trying to do, and
Yep.
all I've been doing is fucking listening to
Yeah.
dope presets. Like,
if
fuck.
if you don't want to do sound design at all, and you just like presets, and that's your thing as a producer,
This is it.
this is an S tier for you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but if
Like,
you want to
like it is the gold standard of like I don't want to make shit. I just want to sit there and find a sound that works.
yeah,
Yeah.
Omnisphere is going to be near impossible to beat.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that and Nexus, if you have those two things, are probably going to carry you all the way. But as like an actual synthesizer,
Yeah.
Now Contact.
Same
This is
vibes.
Contact's gonna be our first F tier. I'm telling you.
I don't think.
Yes.
That,
No. Let me get in there.
Get
let
in
me
there.
get in there.
Get in there.
Like,
Contact is going to take up half of your hard drive.
Yeah.
Okay? Contact is also going to cost you $1,000.
Yeah.
All right? And it's
yeah.
going to be not worth it. You know how many people I work with that use Contact, that have Contact and use it genuinely? None.
I use it sometimes.
Bro, when is the last time you dragged in a Contact into our projects?
Into one of our
Like,
projects, it's been a
like
while,
name a
but
song that we have made completely through and that a Contact instance
we
is
use
on it.
contact drums on Anthrax.
Not true. Not
We
true.
did for a
No,
while.
I swapped it because it sounded bad. I swapped them out for something else. Not true.
Okay, but for 9 months, it was.
No, we swapped them out next day. I'm telling you, Contact L, throw it in F tier.
That's not how I remember it, but I'll say this: I think Contact has some good sounds on it. I
I'm
don't
telling
like
you.
using it, and I also just deleted a terabyte of Contact libraries off my computer.
These are fair.
That said, the pianos in Contact,
Ooh.
best.
Yeah, but this
Probably
is this
best
is the
I
complete
own.
bundle. This is Contact Complete.
I think we're talking about just Contact, like broadly.
If that's it, then you can grab a few. Then it's but I'm when I see that, I think Contact Complete. I'm thinking you're dropping $1,000 and getting scammed.
I think when we're talking just in general, which is why I put it top of D or bottom of C.
You guys just haven't scoured the internet in the right places. That's all I'm
What are you saying? You're saying steal things, huh?
No, you just look
Because
around.
I do think Contact has some really useful libraries, and I do think it will get you there with certain sounds.
It's
But I
so
also
mid.
Yeah, like I personally, I'm putting it like here or here.
I think D.
But
I'll
with-
settle for D. On
Here's
this
the thing:
one.
if I did put it here, I put it with the expectation that everything will go between Nexus and it, right?
Yeah,
Like
I think it's like fucking. I just hate it so much, dude.
it's also very clunky.
Everything
to
it
be
does,
fair.
and like you named the drums. Are we actually going to use Contact over Superior Drummer?
No.
No.
That's what exactly, and Superior Drummer's cheaper.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
like,
You can get some good bass, you can get some good horns.
there's like a few things that are good, and it's like, but it's gonna take up so much of your hard drive.
I also think most of the things that sound good here is like you're probably not an EDM producer or someone who makes like electronic music looking for it. Like I think the horns in there are really great. Like when I was making a lot of lo-fi stuff, Contact had like a lot of shit that I really liked.
yeah, it's got some good like live instruments on there, but also it's just
I do think like if you're looking for live instruments and it's not on here, East West Opus is a lot better.
Omnisphere too.
Omnisphere
also
too.
has some good
Yeah.
stuff. To TBH, if we're talking about live instruments, I'd put Contact above Omnisphere. But I think Omnisphere overall has like a way better sound library. And East West isn't on here, but Opus is Contact but good, and they have a monthly sub, so you can get it for like $10 instead of
Yeah.
full
I
package.
think it goes where it goes, but I think it belongs in F. But yeah.
I think it's a strongly functional software with some uses, but I know why you feel
I
that way.
hate that. Yeah, I hate this one.
That's how I feel about Span.
Ah.
I just hate it.
Yeah, but it doesn't take up half your hard drive.
It takes up like half of my emotional bandwidth whenever I open a project.
I think
right.
you just need to do the color change on it.
Yeah,
Tess.
you can do color changes
I think
on it.
I've done that.
It's like I think the green is just making you upset.
There's something about it I just hate. Like I look at it, I'm like, what am I living in the 90s still?
All right, we're on the LA2A. I think this one goes right next to the 1176. It also just lives in my vocal chain.
Yeah.
As a great compressor.
Can
A
I
nice
put it
and
at
slow
least
one.
Below? Like I just like the LA2A less than 1176, but it is objectively just as like
Yeah, I think it goes right there.
yeah.
It's same
Do
shit,
you have
different
any-
job.
I mean, I just use emulation and
What's-
Pro C.
What's this one?
So
This is
Oh, that's fucking. What's it called?
it's Analog
Pigment.
Pro.
Oh,
I think it's the. You might be right, actually.
What's it?
I think it's the Arturia. Their Arturia's plugin, Pigments.
I don't know this one.
It's either Arturia Analog Pro or Arturia Pigment. It's one of them. I haven't used
them.
Pigment much.
I've heard good things though.
I haven't used Pigment much. When I put it in here, I thought it was Analog Pro. I like Analog Pro. I would put it at like C.
Throw it in C then.
Sure.
So we'll save Analog Pro C. Pigments. Haven't used it, but heard it's cool. I've also we got two people here and it's cool.
Oh, so the love in my heart I feel for this
Serum?
next one.
S.
S.
Oh,
It's
right?
us. It's
No.
us.
I love it so much, but it's an
Actually-
A.
Actually, I agree.
wait! I'm
Oh,
so glad you
come
said
on.
this.
So I love Serum so much.
It's
Come
not
on.
phase plant though.
It's not phase plant.
It's not
So
phase plant.
I was getting in there today. I was literally getting in there today, and I was making a sound on Serum because I was like getting in there and I was sound designing, and then I'm like, damn, I'm out. I'm using every single oscillator. I'm using the noise oscillator, both fucking wavetables, and then my sub as well. And I'm like, damn, I'm out, and I wish I just had one more right now. And I'm like, fuck, like, why are we so limited on this one? Now, if you're getting into sound design, please buy this.
Okay,
It's so good.
Here's a hot take. The reason why you guys are able to love Faceplant so much and even be at a place that you can use Faceplant is because of Serum.
So for me, totally untrue.
Hot take.
What?
I
Come on.
synthesis was confusing for me. I didn't like it. I downloaded Faceplant. I used it for like a couple weeks. Serum started making sense. All these other synths started making sense.
So Faceplant's
And
actually
that is a very me experience. I
Interesting.
know most people don't feel
Because
that way.
it was like Serum is the reason I can understand other synths now and is what got me into sound design. What made me feel and enabled me as a producer.
Yeah. No, I love
Like,
Serum.
So I think it deserves S for new producers and for everyone.
So my thing on Serum now is I have a lot of friends who are getting in producing and they say, "Oh, should I get Serum?" I'm like, "Just download Vital. It's the same thing but free."
It is.
And like
It's not though.
it is.
I don't think Vitals is
No.
good.
What's
I do
what?
Serum
Tell me
is
one
better.
thing you
Serum
can
is
do in
better
Serum
than
that you can't
Vital.
do in Vital.
Serum just looks better, sorry.
No. One
This is
thing.
true. This is
Serum
true.
Serum is
That's all I have
more.
to say.
Okay, it might
about
look
that.
better, but what can you do?
It's more
in-
intuitive as well.
All right,
The UI is
But
better.
we're gonna
It's
go
the
back
same.
into
And that impacts
this.
the user
Serum makes my
experience.
heart warm. Vital makes me want to kick something.
W.
Okay.
W take.
Okay, I guess we got some Vital haters in here, but
To be fair, like if let's say I'm giving Serum an A, right? Vital's going like high B, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not like hate. It's just like Vital is for what you get for free.
for free's awesome.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Right? Like no hate to Vital, but personally, I'm always picking Serum.
But
over it.
anyways, Serum was my first plugin I ever bought. By the way, you guys, I bought
Yeah,
that shit back
same.
in
yeah, same, I
2017.
think.
Yeah.
I bought that a long
First
time
one I
ago.
ever stole.
And it deserves a high
Who's this
spot
guy?
because of that.
Yeah, I'll give it A.
Serum is deserves a
Okay, I'll give
freaking
it S. I have so many
Give it S.
sounds in it, but I think
I'm
it
gonna
has
say bottom of
so
S.
many
Bottom of
drawbacks
S
on
is
it.
fine.
But yes, I have so many issues with it at this point. But yes,
Guys,
And
it's
I'm
good.
also gonna say if Faceplant was in here, it's going above.
If
Yeah.
Faceplant was in here, it'd be top of S. If Faceplant was in here, it'd be in its own tier called Faceplant.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
is
what.
true.
I
I
fucking
don't know if I would go that far.
I would
but
go that far. That plugin you can do, dude. That plugin's a DAW in itself.
I think it's fine that you're
That
having
video- that-
issues with like Serum now, but Serum like deserves that spot because it has just been there
Okay.
like, from the
Thank you,
beginning.
Steve.
And
Yeah,
and
but like you
because of
can't do
that,
two
like,
distortions.
this is just the natural progression of being a producer. Like you start to learn, oh, okay, like maybe there were some little things that I couldn't do with this,
Yeah.
but it like
it helps
the
you.
fact that it got you started, like it deserves that spot, and it's still like in your
There are
main
also sometimes where it's
thing.
like I want to do a simple thing.
and
I'm
Serum's
just
perfect.
like, fucking Serum.
yeah. Serum's
Yeah.
really good if you're just like, okay, I need a 2 oscillator sound and it's gonna be great.
It's like
Yeah.
Panda
But
Express.
but then I'm in there and I'm like, damn, I really wish I could do tube distortion and maybe a little bit of downsample. Ooh, you can't have 2 distortions on one. Man, what the hell? Like, who designed this shit? Anyways,
Steve.
Steve did.
like,
Yeah, our homie Steve.
All right.
Shout outs to the king.
Guys, Amplitude
Amplitude
is
A or
Serum
B.
for me. It's like you're not gonna if
I'll
you're
give it
gonna
S.
sim a
It's
guitar.
it's a good one.
There's no other option.
For me, it's like going right next to autotune. Like it's just like the thing I like to use the most. Like, it's so
Yeah.
much better than Guitar Rig.
I use
so much
guitar. I'm
better
a
than-
guitar rig user just because I'm used to it, and I like a lot of the things in guitar rig. But I know Amplitude is a little.
Amplitude is it's not even a little bit. It's not close.
Amplitude has like
No,
taught
not
I
me
wouldn't
how
give
to.
it that much better, dude.
Oh,
like,
it is.
It is.
Amplitude has literally
It
like
is.
enabled me the way Serum enabled sound design. Like it's enabled me the opportunity to start learning about the guitar gear that I didn't know about
Yeah.
and explore that.
No, like facts. So it's like whenever I plug my bass into practice, and I'm not using like my amp.
Yeah.
Amplitude is like what's coming up every time. Like
Yeah.
I have other amps.
throw it in A.
Wouldn't think of it.
Throw it in A.
Wait,
it's
it
good.
sits with Steve.
Okay, throw it in.
I
Throw it in A. Okay, throw it in S. Fuck it. But
I-
it's like
Yes.
it's like I.
Yes. Oh,
I-
I'd.
It's
I'm
I.
gonna throw fucking hands.
It's I for me, but like I get why you like it so much. But it's I.
I personally even put autotune up there,
No,
but
no, I fucking hate.
I
all
could
of
be
it.
convinced.
I don't know. Yeah. This I think
Endless
belongs in
Smile.
F, bro.
I like Endless
Endless
Smile.
Spiral
I like
users,
Endless
fuck
Smile
you.
as well.
I like
No,
it.
let
Endless
me-
Smile Andes, bro, belong in jail. Like, bro.
okay, here's the thing. I'm not gonna sit here and be like A tier,
Yeah.
but
B.
I think it's like a C.
Do your own fucking riser. Don't.
That's what I'm saying. This shit, you're such an Andy for
Okay,
this shit. What is this, bro?
on.
Endless Smile Andes, what are y'all doing,
Okay,
bro?
hear me out.
Get this shit off your master chain.
Hear me out. Okay, if you're doing it on your master chain, that's criminal.
Bro, I know
yeah,
people
that is
who
what
hit them.
everybody is doing.
That's not what I.
First
What?
thing in your master chain, and then you do the rest.
Dude, yes.
Okay, wait, that's crazy.
Because
Yeah, that
they'll turn it up during the build up. They're like,
Okay,
Oh
then-
well,
Fucking
unhinged.
That's
Don't put it on your
unhinged.
master.
If you're
auto
using it-
filter and a reverb. Fuck around and find out.
yeah, literally.
You don't need it.
Okay, no, hear me out. For like making a riser sound, not for on your master. I've gotten some pretty cool results out of it, and it's also just it's simple.
Give it D. Please just give it
And
D.
I will say, Endless
give it D.
Smile in conjunction with Crystallizer by Sound Toys.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's cool.
Okay.
But
Like-
but the real S tier there is Crystallizer. I mean,
All right.
I
All right,
mean,
put this endless
Let's
shit
suck
in
off
fucking
Sound Toys
D or
again.
C.
Here we
Please.
go.
I'm thinking here.
D. I'm giving it. I
I
give it
would
F.
give it. All right.
Y'all fucking goofies use
It's
this
better
shit.
than contact.
I'll give it D or C.
It's better than contact.
A
I don't have
C
to
is
sit there
fine.
and figure out how it works every time I open it.
Sure. It's a one knob, Andy.
Also,
okay.
I just like
Yeah.
Endless Smile makes me smile. I'm like, I'm gonna turn the knob,
does.
and that little guy's gonna smile at me, and yeah, I'm gonna get a warm, fuzzy feeling, and I'm gonna
Okay.
keep
Me,
producing.
me and Ari
so.
got like one of the coolest sounds on a super fun from a distance out of that plugin.
Okay.
We turned a bong rip into a riser.
That's cool.
That is fun.
And you know how easy it was? Just automate it.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
Exactly.
All right,
Ease.
Addictive Trigger. This is actually an A tier
I
plugin.
don't know what that is.
This is awesome. This one's got some really great drum sounds in it. This is one of the first plugins I stole. Not actually FBI. If you're watching this, I'm not a criminal.
I just think Superior Drummer is a better vibe. than
It might
Addictive
be, yeah,
Drummer.
but Superior Drummer's not on this list, and I think
That's
Addictive
fair.
Trigger's great, and I think it belongs in A tier. That's me, but
I
I'll go with
haven't
that.
used it much. I think
it
that's
sounds-
maybe a high rating for it, but I don't hate it.
think it
Like,
sounds
I'm gonna
great.
argue. I think bottom of A at best.
yeah,
but-
maybe B because I
Like
see where
top of B,
I see where
but-
Span is, and I get sad. So maybe it does belong in B, but Span's above it. Tess, come on, come on, Tess.
Span should be here,
Dude,
but
don't touch Span. Put Span above. I hate that span is where it is.
Why?
It's so useful for people getting into like music. You can like understand so much about music just with that plugin and like mixing, I guess. And like why people make choices they make. And I'm not going to get into it. All I'm saying is you listen to your favorite music, you put this on your favorite music, you're going to understand it a lot better.
This is true.
Sure, but also the UI sucks.
I don't
and
care about
it's
the UI. I'm saying
miserable.
like what it's done for people. Anyways, Shaper Box, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to the king here.
Yeah.
S tier.
A.
Hey,
Y'all crazy. S tier.
I love it.
I
S
like
tier.
it too.
S tier.
There's no way in my workflow I could ever put it above any of these.
What do you
That's
mean? I
actually
use
fair.
Shaper Box religiously.
I-
There's not a song I haven't used Shaper Box on since like 2020.
I use Shaperbox all the time, but
So-
I is it as useful as 1176 LA2A or
Yes.
Autotune?
Yes.
No, nowhere
Mm.
close.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm with
it
Tess
literally
on
has
that.
everything. Yes, no, it's S tier.
I
It's
do
so good.
use it in every song, but those other ones still take more of a standing above it, I think.
Shaper
here's
Box
a-
is
Hard.
so
They're different
good.
styles of plugins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
just
Like
to
these are
com-
compressors. That's like a creative plugin that like can completely like change the vibe of your entire like sound. Like for sound design
Then why
uses,
is
it's so
Autotune
cool.
not S? Because Autotune also is sick for sound design.
What? Who's
Well,
sound designing with Autotune? What are you?
I mean,
crazy?
11, you have the harmony engine. You have a bunch of presets on it. and a
Dog,
bunch
that's
of
not
different
sound
things you can
design.
dial in.
You can't steal 11 yet. You have to
Everybody's
wait.
sound designing with auto-tune. What?
Y'all are crazy. What are you
I
guys
think
talking
Yes.
about?
Autotune's a sound.
That
for
whole
like a vocal.
stylistic way of auto-tuning things now, like the way Post Malone
Oh,
does
No, I'm
his-
not even-
that's-
Listen to our
That's
music
using
with and without
autotune in a
autotune.
creative
Tell me
way.
There's not a sound there.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but like Autotune is like it's aight.
Like,
It's
here's-
aight. It's big. It's aight. It's expensive aight.
Okay, here's
Shaper
the-
Box
if
is
au- if-
is like $50 and $30 on Black
It's $100
Friday for
bucks.
so awesome. Huh?
It's $100. It's not.
Homie, you got
$50.
scammed. I bought that shit for $50.
It's $50 on Black Friday.
Well, then you got scammed, is what I'm hearing.
How much did you get it for?
I know I spent like, I did not spend that much money on this one.
Which, by the way, we gotta start saving. Like we're coming up on that time before you know it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
Here's the thing. I love Shaper Box. I just don't think it's more useful than any of these.
I use it so much. I love it. I love it.
It deserves A.
It
think
at
A.
least deserves A, but I think
Yeah.
everyone out there,
For me,
all
it's
my
an A.
rhythm lovers know it belongs in S for the multi-band components of it.
Micro shift.
Microshift's cool,
It's
but
fun.
It's
it's
like a
fun.
C.
It's like,
It's like a B or C.
it's like, do I actually really want to use Microshift right now? I don't know. I don't know. It's like C. I give it C.
It does
Above
what-
endless smile head ass.
It is above.
I'm
Endless Smile.
okay
It's
with
above
above
Nexus in my
Endless Smile.
opinion.
Yeah, it's above Nexus too. All those head ass plugins, dude.
I think Nexus is pretty cool. Here's the thing. I like using Nexus more than I like using Microshift.
What do you mean? It's like 3 knobs and 2 buttons.
Yeah, and it sounds fun.
2 knobs
I
and 3
guess
buttons.
that's okay.
What is this
fine.
next one? I don't know this one.
This
That's
is Insight.
yeah.
This is like
godly. It's
Yeah.
like Span but better.
it's like
truthfully.
Span but
Oh,
good.
this one. Yeah.
Right there.
I just
above
wish I could
Span.
afford it.
Yeah,
like, or
that's the
have
thing.
it.
It's really expensive.
Yeah.
It's like
I got
it's
see,
like
they threw it
120
in-
bucks, isn't
they
it?
threw it in for me when I bought some other Isotope thing.
Nice.
Like
Th-
it
that's
just
cool.
was on my account, so it's like I use it all the time. I think it's great. I use it over Span a lot of the time
Yeah.
for a lot of things. It is like more expensive though, and that sucks.
For that, throw it in C.
But no, I think because here's the thing, right? You
All
can
of
use
us
it for
got-
you can use it for a loudness meter. You can use it for so many different things. If you're doing video work, it has settings for that. If you're doing audio work, it has settings for that.
Yeah, but
Like,
if you got hands, you can get all these things for free on the internet.
Damn right.
If
but you
if
can
you
get
got
any of these for free on the internet.
Here's the thing.
no, I'm saying like legitimately for free on the internet, not stealing it. Like you can get a loudness meter for free on the internet. You can get spectrogram for free on the internet. You can get Span on the internet for free. Like you're not stealing any of these plugins. Like Ozone 2 is a free spectrogram. Just gonna say that. Ozone Imager 2, free spectrogram.
Yeah, but unlike Span, I want it on my computer.
dude, you're such a hater. It's crazy.
Throw Insight right next to Span. I think Jared.
Yeah.
Jared
I'll
has a
put-
good
if you
point
put
with
it
the
below
free.
for you.
It's just expensive, and I just
put it-
don't rock with
I'll put it
expensive
below for
shit.
you because because it shouldn't cost as much as it does.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's
But-
like $120 or something.
but it's better.
You can get like so many plugins for $120 that
True.
aren't just free on the internet.
True, but they give it away with other shit too sometimes.
Maybe.
Who knows about arcade?
That's Bailey because
I've
we
used-
we didn't put this one in. I was
Yeah.
like,
I've
fuck.
used Arcade a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
I fuck
It's
with
fine.
arcade.
I've definitely found some good stuff.
True.
I haven't used it for sampling though. I usually use a lot of the presets, but you can drag samples into it. I don't know if you
I've heard it's
use
cool.
it to drag samples into.
That's all I've heard. I've heard it's cool, but like I've heard it's like an auto song like melody generator.
Yeah.
The
Uh,
most annoying thing is having to like download everything just to listen to it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
if you want to go through like
Is that so? Oh, that's fucking
Yeah.
definitely like
stupid.
annoying, but
Put that shit in
there is
F.
some like unique.
It's not.
There's
It's not
some
F.
unique.
That shit
stuff,
sucks.
for
You gotta
sure.
download
I
it just to
found-
use it, bro. What the fuck? Put
do
that
use
shit
it.
Well, the
straight
reason you have
to
to do that
fucking
is because
F.
it works similar to like something like Nexus or Omnisphere.
You don't have to download those. Wait, what?
It's like a heavily curated like splice library in a way, where like they have constantly updating
Oh,
like new
that makes sense.
samples and for you,
Yeah.
and you kind of get to explore based on like not necessarily like technical terminology, but more like literal vibe. Like, what am I looking for?
Yeah, I've heard it's like
in terms
vibe,
of
big
emotion?
vibe plugin.
Yeah.
I guess throw it in like fucking
is
C.
fine.
I'd
C
say
is
top of C.
Top
Like,
of C, but below microshift head ass.
fine.
Sure.
I'm a microshift Andy.
Pro L.
Pro L.
S.
Pro L is bro. It's so aggressive.
I think it
Why is it
goes-
so aggressive?
I think you can go like bottom of right above Endless Smile.
So believe it or not, I
What?
haven't used this one in a year.
Oh.
What have you been limiting with?
I've been
I don't limit with Pro L anymore.
Oh, you don't. My bad.
standard clip.
Just clipping.
No, I use on our pop tracks. I use maximizer, and
I
I mix
can't
them. I
stand
use a mix of maximizer and standard clip because we do like more heavier pop music. But if it was just pop music, I would just do standard clip.
When
I mean, not
Free
standard
clip.
clip.
I use free clip.
I use
Me too.
I would just use maximizer modern. I think it sounds better than Pro L. Pro L sounds so aggressive to me. I don't know why. It just like is a very aggressive form of limiting and
Yeah,
like I don't know. It's like but it's so aggressive, dude. I don't know.
I do a lot of mastering, and I can't remember the last time I dragged Pro L into a session. I'm using the Weiss stuff more. I'm using honestly some of the Ozone.
The Ozone
limiters
vintage
more.
limiters slept on.
I'm
Oh, it
using the Punching Dolphins stage limiter more.
Cringe.
It works great. Shout out.
Cringe.
Why?
Cringe.
Fine.
Cringe.
Fine. It's cringe then. Still though, it's a better limiter than Pro L. Even if it is cringe.
Yeah, punching
So-
dolphins.
Pro L for sure sits above Portal and
Pro-
Melodyne.
I like.
Don't even get me
using-
started on punching dolphin aura. Like
I like using Pro L just for like mixing stuff though, like just boosting it and kind of seeing what's like peaking. Like it really helps me with that, and I'm sure you could do that with something else. But I like the visualization on Pro L.
yeah,
and
I've
it's
heard a lot
really-
of people do this, so
It's really useful for me.
it's a good
with that.
visualizer.
So I would give it like a C.
I also think if you are like not into mastering your own stuff super seriously, you plan to send it out, or you're just getting into mastering, Pro L is like not a bad place to start. Like it gives you a decent toolkit. It's just like as someone who has been doing this for a while and was a little bit picky about it, it's just not the tool I reach for anymore.
I'm gonna bitch
So-
about Pro L for a second.
I would put it top of C or bottom of B.
Can we talk about attack and release? Why are they not giving me numbers?
Yeah,
I will
Literally.
bark about that. Why percentages?
dude, it's such a. I'm gonna be. I don't. I've told you I haven't used that shit in forever.
Yeah, I don't use
I
it much either.
Don't even have it downloaded on my computer, dude. Like I just don't fucking. I don't fuck with it. I don't know. It's aggressive and yeah, like that shit is pretty whack.
All right, give it a C.
I'll give it C, dude. I don't fuck with
I
Pro
think
L.
top of C though.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Like I think it's a very useful C, and I think for some people this is going to be like an important plugin. I think we're all just a
When
little
I
bit more
first got it,
skeptical
it
of
was
it.
very useful for me. Like I'm
Yeah.
really glad I had it. I think it contributed to steps I took in getting better as a producer.
a year and a
So,
half ago I would have been sucking its dick.
Yeah.
Now Pro MV, a plugin that deserves some dick sucking. This
that's
one's
Pro Q.
No, it's got the little. Is that Pro?
I think it's Pro Q.
What if we just say this is the Fab Filter bundle?
Sure.
Like this is
Oh
just-
no, it is Pro Q. Sorry, I saw the lines on. I thought it was Pro
Pro
B.
Q.
Yeah.
is
Pro
an
Q also
S.
is S tier. I mean,
Yeah.
Pro
Yeah.
Q is so
That's just-
fucking
honestly,
good.
I'm saying the top of S.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
This
I
is
would
me
say
and
yes,
uh,
that's just a necessary like.
you guys remember?
need-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a like long conversation about him. How he was like what's the one plugin if someone was stealing all your plugins that you'd keep? And I was like Pro Q, and he was like me too, bro. And like we like sucked its dick for like 30 minutes in the parking lot of Icon. And I was just like, it's based. It's a good plugin, and yeah.
I had a good conversation with about this, where he was like, if you're producing, you can buy all of these other plugins, but if you don't have like the Fab Filter stuff and specifically like Pro Q and that type of thing, it's like getting a fucking sports car and then like not having a seatbelt in it, or like not having like some essential thing that like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go as far to say Pro Q is essential. Now, if you're doing mixing work, I would almost say it is. But like, I've seen people, aka get in there with the Ableton EQ. I don't think uses Pro Q.
He gets down and dirty with
And
EQ,
like, and he's got some of the best mixed songs I've ever heard. Like, I don't say you need it, but I love it. You know, I wouldn't go as far to say like you're getting into producing, like buy this one. I wouldn't even say buy this one until you know you're into it. But like,
yeah,
it's a good one.
I think it's definitely a wait and see. Like, you know, if you're still doing this after a year, it's probably a good time to be like, yeah, I can fuck up a Pro Q. But I also do think that like, even if you get used to using other EQs, like Pro Q will just make your life easier. Like it is a plugin that will speed up your process. It is a plugin that will give you more information to do that process, and it will give you like more elegant ways to work through that process.
And I think if you're somebody who's like like you kind of need things to look aesthetic, like it helps. Like this was huge aesthetically for me, because EQA, I just couldn't like look at that and like for a long time and make good
talk
decisions
about something ugly, just
like,
Ableton in general.
Yeah,
Ableton's an ugly motherfucker.
like EQ8 just helps so much.
EQ8 looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like now as producers, we have the beauty of like having the visualizing things, right? We're not just like using the board and like listening. So when things like look nice too, like that helps a lot. Like
yeah, I completely
Pro Q
agree.
was absolutely
like half the reason why I want to buy the
me.
God tier or like the God particle, because it just looks so good. I'm like, I don't even know what that thing's doing, but it looks great.
I promise I'm not using this as an excuse to dog on Span again, but I do think that's kind of like what I'm talking about, where it's like I look at Pro Q and it's intuitive, it works the way I want it to, and I can understand everything and use it all conveniently. Like it is a plugin that is just well engineered in that way, in a way that Span
and the
is not.
presets are so helpful for understanding things
the dirtiest
in Pro
side
Q.
he's ever given me.
Why you, dude? This is dog on Span video, bro. Why?
The people need to know. People
don't.
need to know. I'm still saying you should download it, but
Let's move on to the next one.
Radiator.
S.
I'm gonna say S. But
Sound Toys sponsor us.
Yes, please.
As a rhythm Andy, holy
I'm
fuck,
gonna
this
say,
shit
I'm gonna
sounds
say below Pro
nasty.
Q above Echo Boy.
I would put it right below. I would put it right below Decapitator for being less versatile.
Actually, that's fair. That's fair.
But ooh, what if
I like the way Radiator sounds better a lot of the time.
me too,
Same.
but like it's not as versatile.
It's
so
not as versatile.
you know,
That's
like
fair.
I'm not throwing Radiator on a vocal most of the time. Kind of cooks it a little too hard, you know. But like as a rhythm fucker, ooh, bro, it like has that nice crunch that I just been yearning for. You know, it's that long gulp of water after, you know, a day in the sun. Damn, short of my little baddie.
RC20.
RC20.
D.
Damn, I was expecting
Sorry.
you to be the one to stand for RC20.
I'm a hater
Yeah,
on
I
this one.
used to. But
Yeah, what
it's
happened?
just
Tell us.
not
Fuck this plugin.
like you even put 2% of freaking noise on there.
It's fine.
Your
Oh, true.
whole track is staticking and is like it's just not.
Dude, fuck this plugin. This
Worth
plugin is just a worse version of every like it just sucks, dude. Like, what's that one plugin you showed me the other day that like does this thing just 10 times better? Like
The tape emulation I use, or
yes,
cassette?
any
Sketch Cassette is a good one.
Yeah.
Digitalis. is
Digitalis.
better.
That's what I was
Digitalis
thinking.
is so
So,
good.
yeah. I was
thinking
Wait,
of
you can't leak
Digitalis.
Digitalis. That one's too good. You can't tell them.
Di-
It's too
no, I'm
good.
gonna
Digitalis is
tell 'em.
fire.
Honestly, Aberrant DSP. They have Sketch Cassette. They have Digitalis.
Don't let him.
There's you can get tape emulations that do vinyl better than RC20. If you are like a new producer and you want to rent to own this on Splice, you can have all of those sounds in one place, or like you want to fuck around with lo-fi for the first time. RC20 will get you kind of there, but you can find everything RC20 does, you can find better in other places.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And
Like-
RC20 needs to have like a big stamp on it that's like use in moderation. Because I know as a new producer, when I was using that, I was like, I can just crank No, I'm sorry, you can't. Like, it really needs that
People are
disclaimer.
like, I need to vibe my track up. Throws that motherfucker on there, and then my ears cringe.
Yeah.
So
people, I think once you understand how sounds work, you'll probably have to understand how to reverse engineer most of these. That said, like there are times where I will drag RC20 out and use it for things. It's not often though.
Not often.
I don't even own this one, and I'm a hater. So
I personally, I'm gonna say D.
F.
Yeah,
Come on, we
D.
need an F tier plugin, and this is it.
Do we have one on here?
No, that's what I'm saying. This one belongs on there. We need one plugin in F, and this is it.
We just all love this shit too much. We're all like, I love this plugin. I love this plugin.
Yeah. F. Come on, we need one in there.
I mean,
For the fucking people.
We had the obvious choice.
Honestly,
Stop. What do we got? Saturn?
Saturn.
Saturn's so
A.
based.
Saturn's like
S.
a C.
Oh. Why do you say these things?
I've just never used it and been happy with it. I'm always like, yeah, I can get this from other things.
I mean, to be fair, I usually reach for Exciter over this one.
Yeah, that's what
fair.
I'm saying.
But
it's like
the concept of this one is S. I mean, I don't know. Like, they don't have Exciter on here, so I just and Saturn and Exciter are like pretty much the same shit. You know, I'll just throw it A. You know, A or S. Like, it's so good.
I guess it's like most of the time I would use Saturn. I'm using the Ozone Exciter instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they're roughly interchangeable.
But they're pretty much
I would
the same.
I would just put it next to Ozone then.
Sure.
I would just like put it right there with it.
Yeah, throw it on
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
They're basically even.
Soothe. S.
S.
F?
S.
Oh, okay.
Soothe is so
Billy,
awesome.
do you
Soothe
have
is
any
so
input
good.
on these?
I don't have Soothe, but I've seen a lot of my fellow producers use it, and like I should be getting it. I don't know why I'm like sleeping on it.
Talk about
So,
a plugin
like,
that scares the old heads, dude.
I would
Oh,
say, yeah, that's a good one.
Talk about a
I
plugin.
always like it when I see people use it.
I'm not gonna call anyone out here in particular, but someone told me you should never use Soothe anywhere near your master or pre-master. Just it takes too much noise out. And then I handed in an assignment to them without it. And they gave me a grade, and then I handed in the same thing, only thing different, a little bit of Soothe, higher grade. The old heads, they're scared of this.
This
one
one scares the old
They're
heads.
scared of this one. It's fire, and it's not on here. Golfoss is the same way, and
Yeah.
Golfoss also lit.
But I will say this about Goldfox and this one. Leave them off your drums. Your transients will get fucking shit on by the phase shifting that's happening, because you got to think about the amount of EQ like deductions that are happening at once. Like there's like 4,000 of them or something. You know, you're gonna get a lot of phase shift, and it's gonna sound strange on your drums. Don't do it.
I'll say something slightly more nuanced. Don't do it on drums if you don't know what you're doing. Like if you know how to zero that thing in there, there's some uses.
Yeah.
But if you're not sure, Jared's right. Let's leave it off.
I would say stay away from it on your drums for sure. Anything transient based, it's gonna add some weird phase shifting, and it's gonna sound strange. Or sub. Ugh. Motherfucking Andes use that shit on their sub, and they get a big old phase shift, and it's, yikes.
That's the other thing that's useful to know. On Golfoss, you can drag a
Cutoff.
You can drag a cutoff over. If you're using Golfoss Master, drag that cutoff over. Get that shit up to at least 125.
Yeah, if you got a good compression, if you have compression happening on your low end, you don't need it again with Goldfoss, so just drag it over.
Yeah,
that's just my two takes
Soothe
on
is
that.
the same way. Like,
but there's
use wisely.
But they belong in S. Like
Yeah.
use wisely. I've heard over soothed tracks. I'm like, oof.
I think they belong in S, but I also like we've talked about this with a couple other plugins where it's like, you know, Serum is like a buy it right away. Amplitude is like if you play guitar, buy it right, or bass, buy it right away, right? Soothe is like a wait a year or two. I mean,
Or two, I would say.
yeah, no. Like,
Let me
Or
say the
five
yeah,
for
and let me
me.
say the or two part, because
if you
won't
don't
do-
understand mixing, you want
Yeah.
the ear a little bit. Like you're gonna.
if you can't do a good
no
mix
good.
with EQ compression and saturation, don't buy this. You know, you need to get the basics down, and then you can get this one.
If you're not professionals like us,
Okay, I won't take it that far. I'm
kidding,
I
I'm
open up
kidding,
the
I'm
DAW
kidding.
and just be ignorant. So
I'm kidding. I'm doing a shitty bit.
okay,
If you're not professionals like us, if you haven't bought our course over on Patreon,
all right, we're gonna be selling production classes, $100
$80
a
a month.
minute.
I like this. You said 100 a month?
80 a month.
I said 100 a minute.
I like the 100 a minute.
Yeah, you guys are
personally.
gonna have to pay up if you want this fucking sauce. All right. If you want to learn rhythm sound design.
What is this?
It's
Thermal.
fucking thermal. It's the best thing that
Thermal's-
God ever gave.
Thermal's cool.
I'll be real. Every time I've used this in Portal, I'm like, yeah, this is mid.
No,
But-
thermal's dope, but it's like again such a gimmick. Like, what do you throw?
Yeah,
what are
you
you
have no idea
throwing
what's
this one on unless you need like motherfuckers throw this one on when they're like, I just need something. You know, I just need something.
motherfuckers.
I don't know where it is, but can this just go right next to Portal?
Yeah, I
feel
think
like,
so.
I feel
It's
like
so
they're,
much better
they're
than Portal.
spiritually like doing the same thing just for different parts of your thing.
One's granular and one's like distortion.
Here's the thing, like
Something.
granular, it just doesn't make any like nearly as much sense as
The
maybe it's
distortion.
just me as distortion. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a multi-stage
Sure.
distortion. You have like
You got like
specific bands
feedbacks and
yeah.
stuff. It's cool. This one's a cool
I
one.
also I forget what it's called, but Ableton 11 has that new distortion plugin,
Roar.
Roar.
Yeah.
And Roar has made me think less of thermal in a way. I don't
Roar's
know.
like not even close to thermal.
It's
IMO.
not, but like you can
You
cook
can
on
get
it.
in there, but you can't get in there like thermal get
That's
in there.
fair, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it's like I open up thermal. I'm like, how fucking
Also, I heard something.
not intuitive.
I remember like the guy who made thermal got like hella scammed or something.
That's true. Yeah.
Didn't I hear about
yeah,
this?
he-
How so?
Yeah, he got fucked over.
Like the people.
All the love to him.
Yeah, all love that guy. It sounds like the people who made it, like, or like he made it and then like they're not giving him any of the money for it or something.
Oh,
So anytime you
no.
pay for this plugin, it just goes to the wrong people. It sounds like
Well, just hit
Yeah.
my email. I know I've scoured the internet.
we do not endorse illegal acts in this episode. Anyways, we're going on to Valhalla.
We got delay first.
I'm
that's-
not gonna use
Or is
it.
this?
I'm just
I
gonna
think
use Echo
that's-
Boy.
Wait, is this delay? I thought that was vintage.
Which
No?
No, the vintage verb is
I only have
You're the resident Valhalla
I have
expert, I
vintage
think.
and shit. What's the other one? Fuck, why am
What?
I forgetting?
The vintage. There's shimmer. There's.
To be honest, I don't use any of these
What's the other
goofies.
verb? Fuck, forgetting. I don't have shimmer. I just have vintage in the other one.
I used
The
to.
other one.
Here's the thing. I used to be a Valhalla truther.
Hmm.
I'm no longer a Valhalla truther.
Pro R all the way.
Yeah.
Pro R is so based.
Pro R.
So
Okay.
between Pro R, Echo Boy, and honestly, like a number of other plugins, you're gonna get a more controlled sound. Like Valhalla is like deeply imprecise.
Yeah.
It sounds great. You put it on and you're like, this sounds incredible.
Yeah.
And for $50, it's pretty good. Like if you're really in that budget. But I think if you're looking for a reverb, you really should fucking hold out and get Pro R. Because like Pro R is like Pro Q and honestly a lot of the Fab Filter things, like a tool that I feel comfortable using in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And I know what it's doing. Valhalla doesn't give you the tools to understand it.
Yeah, if you want to be dialed, if you're like, yo, I need to dial my fucking reverb in, Pro R is the way.
If this is if you're just like doing this as a hobby or you're making like your lo-fi beats or
No,
whatever,
I wouldn't even say a hobby. This is a professional plugin, but like,
it is,
it-
but I
it
guess
ain't
what I'm
as
saying
good.
is like you can buy all of the Valhalla plugins for the same price as Pro R, I think.
I think so, but like, I wouldn't. No, there's like, I'd say a lot of professional songs that are number ones have used probably Valhalla.
True, yeah.
It is a great plugin, but I'm not rocking with
It
it.
reminds me of Nexus, where it's just kind of like the sound of a certain era.
Yeah.
Like 2000,
Yeah.
2010.
That's fair.
2020.
I would agree. I wouldn't even like. I would say it's good, but it's not me.
I'm putting it in C.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe top of D, but C, I think.
Now, does anyone know what Shimmer does?
It's like it's Crystallizer wannabe.
Yeah, right.
Right.
It's
It's Crystallizer, but sad.
yeah. Throw it in fucking D
I think
just for
this
being
can
so
go
sad.
bottom of D. I hate it worse than Contact.
So this one we didn't know exactly which plugin this was, but we just know it's a tape emulation.
Yeah, we're using it for tape emulation. I love tape
wait.
emulation.
This is a fire plugin.
Which one is this?
It's the fucking dude. I actually don't even know what it's called. I just recognize it by the big circle.
Yeah, it's like
GUI.
it's a UAD
That's
one,
what-
isn't
we're,
it?
We're using it as stand-in for tape emulation.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, this is not the one I use. I always reach for my Studer 800 tape emulation. I love the way that thing sounds. I think tape emulation's underrated, honestly.
Yeah.
Tape emulation on non-EDM hits go hard.
I also, hear me out, EDM, throw it on the sides and master just a little bit.
That's
a
an
cool
interesting
And
idea.
cut it off from the lows. Just
I like
get it on
that.
the high, get a little bit of shimmer on there.
I like that.
I use that a lot. It's the sauce sometimes. Like,
I like
and then
that.
there's other times where it doesn't work, right? Like it's not a go-to. But
Yeah.
I just think tape will give you such a cool sound. And there's a lot of great tape emulation out there. You know, we already talked about Sketch Cassette. You can do some stuff with that. You know, cassette's still a tape. Digitalis isn't tape, but you know, like you could still fuck around in the same way. Like same kind of idea there. I think in terms of like adding a sound that's either like adding an analog sound to something, tape emulation is one of the better ways to go about it.
Yep. And it sounds good too.
I don't think it's essential. So it's like personally, I put this like top of B.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would
Like,
say so.
I'll throw it right below the good one. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this next one is.
Oh, Diva, it's so good. But I'm the only one who knows it, right?
I think you use
No, I've never
right?
used
Oh,
Diva.
you don't use Diva?
Oh,
Tell me about
Diva's so
Diva.
good. It's like
It's a synth, yeah?
it's a synth.
I know about Diva actually.
It's a VST synth.
I've never used it, but I know about it.
This is a plugin I think I've watched you and Finn use a whole bunch.
Finn, yeah,
so
Finn's
good.
a Diva. That's why I was like, I've seen someone use Finn's the Diva user.
Yeah, Finn's
It's
a Diva
honestly
user.
it's kind of terrible to use.
Yeah,
but
it looks like a UI nightmare to be
it
honest.
is. Oh, it is. And I've done my best to understand what's happening, but they have some of these like matrices and stuff that I'm like so lost on because it's like they're doing their best to emulate like a physical modeling synth, like a physical fucking. I don't know which one. I don't know if it's actually it's not any specific one. Most of
I think
it.
it's just kind of broad, like yeah.
But if you want a good down and dirty old synth sound, that's the one I'm gonna reach for. It's hard to rate the.
I've used it very limitedly. Personally, like I feel like it would go
Right in
next to
C.
Nexus, but like above Nexus.
Sounds like a good
Yeah,
C
that's what I'd
C
say.
to me.
I'm happy with that.
C Andy.
I think like a top of C, bottom of B type deal.
Yeah, I'm happy with above Nexus. I think was a good call.
Yeah, I wouldn't
can't
throw it
I
above.
can't see this tier properly with the camera in the way, so
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I'm not gonna try and aim specifically. But I think in here is where I would put it.
Use the old iPad.
I also haven't used it as much as you though, so
I fuck with Diva heavy, but I'm also the type of like this needs something.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
you
do you
are.
think it
You're all
goes
big
higher,
like,
or-
let me throw thermal and hit random or some shit.
Yeah.
Let me find out. All right, guys. Well, that's
There
been
you
our
go.
That's it.
synth, or not a synth, but our plugin tier list. If you disagree with us, let us know. If you agree with us, let us know. If you think Tess is just objectively wrong about Span, tell us in the comments.
if you agree with me and you think the Span looks ugly and could be replaced by like a fucking college student's fucking week-long homework assignment, let me know.
And if you like Endless Smile just because of the vibes, let me know.
If you like Endless Smile, don't watch it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I like Endless Smile. Fuck you.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.